business.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. So ndio tukafika kwa nyumba, me I was like, you know what, you go. It's not working. Na si ulisema hata unataka. And that's the thing. Mimi nilichapa kwa sababu ya kukataa conflict. So that's why me I embrace conflict, by the way. Ukitaka tuage, because after you, unaona hiyo nilikuwa nimejifanya venye mimi nimegrow. Niko Hi everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome and welcome back to One Word Podcast. We're your hosts. My name is Caroline Nguku.
And my name is Joy Kabuga, and this is a safe space where we have very personal and friendly conversations about our lives before and after relocation and everything in between.
Yes, for the new subscribers, welcome. This is a place where we have amazing conversations. Please listen to all our conversations and get a good laugh, get to learn something about us and, life in general. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, we welcome you guys. We're so happy we've been seeing more people are more engaging.
Yeah.
We keep getting feedback about our podcast.
Yeah,
and we really appreciate it. We're positive, I'm a negative tunachukua positively because that's how we grow.
Yeah.
So don't be scared. Don't be scared to tell us like to improve.
Exactly. Kwanza mimi nisikia nyinyi mlisema ati mimi navaa nguo fupi. Mtakuwa mnaniona hivi. So you saw me like this on the previous video. Hivi, get used to it. Mlisema ni fupi.
So yeah, we really appreciate the engagement.
Yeah.
And the one word for this episode is
conflict.
Oh, you had to make it dramatic. I
think people now have understood like I'm the most dramatic person. Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah. Today we are talking conflict. How do you conflict with maybe your friends, your partners? How do you solve conflict?
How do you even feel about conflict? Let's start there.
I feel like I'm a very conflicting person to begin with.
Really?
What kind of a person I am in conflict, or how do I conflict? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I feel like I'm the person. Ukitaka to argue hadi next week. Mi sishindangwi. I was the chief debater in our school.
Why?
Na mimi nilikuwa na debate vitu against education and nashinda. You remember those topics? Bro, these people are pro education. Yeah. So mimi I was always the contra, and I would always win.
Because with Cairo you always have to win.
Win ama hata kwanza upewe points. Siku win too, there is passing. Unajua ukipata B+ umepass pia, you've done good. But mimi nataka kuwin ile A+. Kwa war.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm your exact opposite. I'm such a conflict avoidant. Maybe to say if you try to conflict with me, I'm always running away. Kwangu just ninyosha mkono nimeenda. Sasa imagine you and I conflicting, which has happened obviously.
Yeah.
When you have and like sasa how does yours win? Because I'm always the flight person.
Yeah, for me it depends also with the person that I'm conflicting. When me and you are conflicting something about our podcast, I know I have to be rational. I can't just be irrational. There's some points I use rationalism. But I remember with my ex-partner, I would always instigate us to start a conflict, niko tu like yenyewe tumekaa vizuri sana hapo, lazima tuchangamshe mwili, tuchangamshe relationship. Oh my God. And then my boyfriend is also like that, avoidant. Like I want him to react, baby. So me, I'm the type kwa relationship, the conflict, I want us to argue. See the way in the movies, and then you vuruta me and then kiss me and then turn me around and then that is why I conflict. You're but I always don't even get what I aspire for. I just end up having to deal with issues for like 3 days.
Yeah, because now he's like, why are you fighting me?
And I'm like, and then after 3 days, I'm like, babe, sometimes if you see me fight, I don't want you to stay silent. Because him is like, okay, if I've done anything wrong, I sincerely apologize.
But I'm going to walk away.
But we're not going to continue with this discussion. Then I pick up the conflict. You see, you never want to talk. But that is specifically for the relationship. But with my friends, I'm always like, if there is, I'm not the kind who wants, people when they conflict, some people are like, give me space. Like me, I hate this thing.
I am these people. I'm always the people who are like, right now, I don't think I'm in a conducive. Kwanza,
if they've done the mistake at him, right now I'm not in a why did you do it? Was conducive for the mistake. Now it's not conducive to talk about it. And then this is the thing for me.
Yeah.
See, I told you niko na hasira. So inakuanga tu your time. Nisipodil na your time, kesho, they were like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But mimi nataka unifeel your time like nimekuja vimoto. I'm coming in hot. Huh? And then you're like, babe, I think we need 2 weeks break. For who, for where, for what? Who told you to start the drama? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mimi, hey, conflict. But not change. I'm saying a therapist.
Yeah, for me, conflict, I think, across like relationship, friendships, family, even in workplaces, I take conflicts the same way. So me kwangu, like when you try to conflict, it's almost like, it's easy for me. I've said this, I think, in a previous episode. It's very easy for me to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
do you mean it? Okay.
But
for me too.
But then I don't know how the other person is going to take it. Like I'm just not, at the back of my mind, mind, I don't want them to assume like, is she just saying it to avoid the conflict?
Yeah, because most people do actually.
Yeah, but yeah, Nila. Let me tell you, there's usually like, I'm sorry, and there's my bad when you don't want to apologize, and then someone is like, you poured tea on me, and it was like intentional because ulinikanyagia kiatu, and then you like, my bad. Sasa hiyo ni pole yenye sitaki kusema pole. And then now when I say, well, I'm sorry, then that's just a genuine sorry. But then I don't know how the other person feels. So in my mind, it's like they probably don't like me anymore. So I distance myself because I don't know how they're reacting afterwards. And now when I distance myself, the person is like, hey, why did you act so awkwardly? So now it's just like, well, bye-bye.
A war that's never ending. When you react like this, it's not that good. And that's also the thing that I learned with my conflict. You know, also this thing I was told by my therapist, you have to know that the way you're thinking is not the way somebody else is thinking. Because I remember I would argue with people, and then I would be like, if I were you, this is how I would have reacted. And then my therapist said, but you're not them. You have to understand, Caroline, you're not them. And they're not you, and they do not think. Because maybe in conflicts, I'm always right, first of all, to begin with. I'm always right. I'm always right, and I'm always winning. You know, just accept, like, enyewe angalau umeshinda. Ukinifanyia hivi kwa conflict, itaisha haraka sana. But ukianza kuni antagonize mpaka ati sijui Google, kwanza unajua hizi conflicts za kitu stupid, sijui who and who said this and this what time, and then tuseme mimi nimemiss tu na one date alafu uko correct ati unafikiria nje kubali, nita challenge your Google. I'm that kind of a person. But I have a question actually before I keep on talking so much, because I talk a lot. What is the worst outcome that has ever been from a conflict for you? Like a conflict that the escalation was what you actually really did not expect.
Imagine one time with my ex-partner, because I can't remember what I did. I think I saved I'm those petty people who, like, when I'm mad at you, if I had saved you with love hearts, natoa hizo love hearts sasa na kusave na mascards, so
dead and buried.
So I think he caught on one time, and then he was like, what did I see in your phone? And I'm like, it's my phone, I can use my phone whatever I want. Then he was like, no, you have no respect, how can you save me with such a name? Because I also used to be like, in the moment, if I feel like saying, this person just looks like a pig, that's exactly how I will save you. This person just looks like a pig is calling you evil.
Pettiness. You guys have said our previous episode was about pettiness. As a pet peeves. I could just petty as. But anyway, it's okay.
So so that happened, and then he was like, no, I want to see. Tukaanza kuvurutana hapo. And I could tell he was getting really angry, and I was also getting really angry. So it would have escalated to like almost something physical, but it didn't get there. But like vile nilikuwa nakasirika pia kwa sababu nananganya simu na anataka kuchukua simu yangu, so it was just like, I think that's the worst.
Me, one time I had a physical altercation. Wow. This was another woman. But disgusting. Women are so disgusting out there. And for me, do you know these conflicts where you guilt trip somebody? Like let's say I come to you and I'm like, you're hosting me, for example, maybe I don't have a place. And then all of a sudden I start complaining, oh, the way you're treating me, I would rather go, you know, those women and nonsense. So I had this friend, she's like, oh, you're at work all day, as if what am I supposed to do? What do you think I came to Europe to do? And then you don't treat me, she had just visited from Kenya, you don't treat me like, you don't give me your time. I'm like, Monday to Friday I can give you 0 time, I'm working, I have university. And then now come Friday night, we went out, you know, alcohol was involved. And then she's like, now guilt tripping me, like, Aki Caroline, I don't feel like you're still the same friend, you have changed a lot, I feel like I just you want me to leave. And actually I could leave. Nikasema unajua nini, leave. So unaniambia you can leave and you want to leave, leave. So she did not expect me, because at that point pia mimi uchagua conflict. Sasa hapo tuta conflict nini? I can't change the situation. Monday to Friday I have to work, I have to go to school. You're at my place where I'm lishaing you, I'm buying, because me, if you visit me, most likely you'll not spend a dime when you stay at my place, because I call it hosting. And I know the next time that when I can't hold myself down, I'll come to you. I'm that kind of girl. I'm never like, until we chip in for something. I'm the kind, if I'm giving it, I'm giving it all. And because I know next time nikikosa nikikuja kwako, I would expect. That's why I'm that kind of girl who's very expectant. I give you my best so that you can give me your best. Taki ufalafala hapa ati
50-50.
Oh, I give you champagne tomorrow, I come to your place. I don't expect champagne if you can't afford, but I expect a very nice, thoughtful glass of water.
Yeah.
Okay. So nikaona hii conflict, tukianza sasa nitasema tu the same thing. Oh, I can't, you know, university, or you know what, it's the same thing. Then I was like, because she's guilt tripping me, niko like, umesema unaweza enda, please go. Let me not be the one to make you not explore Berlin because I'm not giving you. Please go. Mshasi alija ataki kupewa Kenya anataka. Nakwambia nilikula tu ngumi ya uso.
Nani alikula mwingine?
Yeah, me don't fight. Normally I'm the kind of girl hapa. Wewe unajua wale wadu wako hapa wajui vita. Mimi nikiona vita, mimi nilikuwa nachachisha. The fuck you think you are? What can you do? Nikiona tu kumeanza katoka. Mimi ndo beshte alikuwa anipiga niambia, wewe ni mbaya, yaani uliniacha tu. Mimi niko like, nilifanya kazi yangu ya mdomo. Nikachachisha, wewe pambana. So she hit me.
Ilikushtua
sana, because mimi mtu ajai nipiga, sijaona mtu akona audacity ya kunipiga. Yeye anatoa wapi audacity na kwanza nampost.
Alikuwa ngumi.
Ya ukwelo. Unacheka. Aki nilikula ngumi kudu. Na tulikuwa kwa Uber ama tulikuwa wapi? Because I remember it was such a long thing. Sasa kwa club it has been like that. And I'm buying her drinks all this time. And then
are you guys in the company of someone else? You're just
I was with my best friend, my gay best friend. He was like, Caroline, it's just dramatic. That happened. I don't know when you have other people that like, but then when it's time to go home, I remember I called an Uber and then she's like, I can also call my own Uber. Mtu yote ana network, ana line ya huku. Niventu siku nikamwambia okay, ingia kwa gari, we're going home, utaamka. Sasa venye alinigonga ngumi. Mimi nilishtuka. But pia mimi nilimgonga, hata sijui nilimgonga aje. Nakwambia mtu Uber alijionea. Unajua mimi hata mimi sina nguvu. Hata wacha hivyo venye najua kubox. Hiyo time inaishanga. Hapa kata tu jina ndanga hivi.
Actually, because you're such a good boxer.
Yeah.
And you're like kubox yako ni ile uko like by the way dem ako na nguvu.
Power, yeah, I know. Like nikikubox ya serious, but hiyo ni sober. Sasa hii tumelewa wote, mimi sijui. Mimi alafu I'm under shock, nimekula ngumi.
High conflicts.
Ilikuwa sad episode ona
cheka. This is so funny. Sijui Joe uligonga ngumi.
Last year nimekula ngumi hapa hii Berlin. Kai, actually nikula ngumi ati sababu ya conflict.
Alafu ukampiga ngumi pia.
Mimi sijui nilimpiga aje. Sasa nikaanza kumfukuza saa 9 ya usiku. Toka. Wewe mpaka how dare you, the audacity. Unachapa Princess Queen.
Mlifika nyumbani kama bado mnapigana?
Yeah, and then
Uber, what type of Uber driver is he? Say he would have just like made you alight.
but it's like no, then that's a bad Uber. Uku, I think they're responsible because you know everything is monitored. They're responsible to bring you from one point to the other in case anything happens, and maybe we end up in the police. It can be also cautioned because it can be called like a witness. Also, they want to avoid. Anataka akufikisha mali ulisema ndio in case of anything. When he's tracked, he picked you from here and he dropped you where you wanted. Whatever happened after that, it's none of his business. Okay. Yeah, I think so. So ndio tukafika kwa nyumba, I was like, you know what, you go. It's not working. Na si ulisema hata unataka. And that's the thing. Mimi nilichapa kwa sababu ya kukataa conflict. So that's why me I embrace conflict, by the way. Ukitaka tuage. Because after you, unaona hiyo nilikuwa nimejifanya venye mimi nimegrow. Niko like, imagine if you want to go. Saizi tuagi. No, you stay. No, you go. No, you stay. Siwezi kula ngumi ingine in this world. Siwezi.
Hiyo lakini umenichekesha.
That's the only time I lost in a conflict.
Yeah? Really? Yeah, but me kwangu, I don't think. Have I ever fought? You know, also the thing with me is sikwangi na mdomo. I feel like when I'm in conflict, especially if someone is trying to argue with me, because I really hate arguments.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes me feel like I'm trembling because I want to unleash it.
Yeah.
Like inanifanya nisikie kama I want to hit something or like I've never hit anyone.
Yeah.
But I hope we would get there though.
No, don't hope it. It's not worth it.
Actually,
it's not worth it because the next day, I remember now, the escalation went back home. My boyfriend was there. He was like, the next day was like, wow, you guys.
He felt sad for you. Me, I would be laughing my ass out.
Pia alikula ngumi tu in that mid. Anacheka nami kula.
Na kumgonga ngumi, okay, guys can be very. Huyu angekuwa Kenya angekulwa ngumi.
Yeah, that's it. But for me, in terms of also how I resolve my conflict, like when we have an argument and it escalates, and you know we're like this.
Sorry.
When we have an argument and then it escalates and then we, you know, the way we part ways, we don't want to talk to each other. I'm usually also very quick to apologize when I know I fucked up. I'll be the one to be like, hey, I'm sorry I fucked up. Because kuna conflicts zingine hata zinakuanga na hata ujui ni conflict. And then mtu anakuja anakuambia you are conflict. Niko like, jele na ile uko like, haya, I don't like mtu aki hold on to. Nikiku wrong, usiponiambia your time, ukiniambia after sijui weeks, kwangu it doesn't make sense. Like, you're just being petty and maybe there's something you're going through and you're just unleashing on me. Because for me, I feel like if something hurts you now, tell me now. Like, hey, Caroline, please don't leave plates like that at my place. But sasa sijui ni 3 weeks nimekuja nikiachanga hivyo alafu sasa you don't mention and then sasa hii siku unaniambia hey, I'm so pissed off, my boyfriend, I don't know, he refused to take me to, and then na kwanza hata wewe nikikwambia, I feel like it's projecting because na hiyo sasa sitasema pole, ndio tutasukumana. Itakuwa war between two of us. Because for me also, I'm usually like, I try as much as possible because I learned this also the hard way. In my relationship, I'll get so pissed off and I know this thing that is happening, nafaa mention, I don't mention it. And I pile it up, and then I pile it up, and then I pile it up. Let's kuna lipuka, grenade, na kumbe ilikuwa tu ikue 9mm gun.
I have a question. Now that you say that, are you one person who, when you conflict with someone, you carry it to someone else? For instance, you and I will argue.
Yeah.
When you go home to your boyfriend, are you going to be angry at your boyfriend?
No, but I'm a person who carries mood. When the person who has pissed me off is higher value than the other. Not value is the wrong word, is higher emotionally involved than the other. So kama saizi, if my boyfriend, it has happened before, we were shooting and my ex-partner did something and I was just pissed off and that took away my everything. Like I didn't want to shoot anymore.
Yeah.
That way can happen, but me and you argue here and then I go home, I bring it to my guy. No, because I will just be like, hey babe, massage my feet, today has been a bad day. Yeah, no, I wouldn't bring.
The reason I asked you is because I remember when we recently had a conflict and you said, Joy, I feel like you're projecting. So I'm trying to understand like why you would think someone is projecting a conflict.
For you, I feel like you're projecting because you had mentioned you're having a bad day, and whatever we were arguing about, I feel like your argument was not even thought through. You're just throwing words. For me, from my end, like I explained to you, I felt like the things that you're saying, you're running too deep to conclusions that are not even there. You get? It's like you've been pissed off by somebody, you want to end with them, but then you focus on me here, and then you're writing. We have a small problem. Of course, we are arguing about a specific thing, but there's stages of argument. But you went from here to here. Mimi like akiwa uko na shida zako, enda udili na shida zako, ukuje turudi huku juu. Because I felt like it was not a conflict that you wanted solved. It's a conflict that you had already solved in your mind. So you gave me you're like, you know what? And you are refusing to think all through that. If you looked at the thread, I think we have talked, if only you read this message and interpreted it in this way, or asked questions for you to get the perfect interpretation of what I meant, we could have avoided that. So mimi pia mi nikiona mtu ana project, if I'm in a good mood, kama hiyo siku I was in a good mood, I was in the lab, I was like, sitaki kuchinja samaki vibaya nikose results. So I say take your time, but normally ningekuwa nimeketi kwa sofa yangu kwa nyumba, pia mimi ningeanza kuproject, ningekumbuka okay, nani amenikosea, alinikosea nini, okay, let's continue.
Yeah, but well, I mentioned earlier when you and I were speaking, and I was like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Because I usually don't. I think for you, an observation I've made is sometimes you really, you like to make assumption about someone.
Yeah.
I think sometimes hata tukiwa na beef mi na wewe, mi kwangu na feeling like, well, ishapita. Kwanza kaa tumeargue ikaisha, sipendangi kushinda nimedrag kitu. Kama tuli argue sijui ukuosha plates tatu, hiyo story ikaisha, the next week I don't want to keep discussing about the same thing. I feel like it's so energy draining. But I think you assume sometimes like the baggage is still on, so it kind of feels like it's extending the conflict. I don't know if this makes sense.
Yeah, for me the thing is, I connect the dots, because I don't know, I don't expect perfectionism because I'm not a perfectionist, but there are things when somebody does them, I just connect with their previous thing and then collect it as either a behavior or a personality. That's for sure. I'll be like, when you do something now and I feel like it's related to the other thing, it would definitely come up. I'll be like, this behavior of yours is the same way like I felt. Like now I would show you like I'm picking up something.
Yeah.
Either it's need to explain like when I did this or this, because it's on me how I choose to interpret something that happens.
Yeah.
But my interpretation must not be the real thing, But I'm the kind of person who will speak it out, the way that I feel, so that we avoid not being honest with the other person. So I would say it and you feel like I'm taking it from the other, like I'm still carrying the other event. No, the other event is you cannot erase it from my mind, but I will pick it if it's a pattern that I'm seeing.
Okay, so I asked this question because I feel like the most important thing when trying to resolve conflict is communication. Imagine you will never know what someone is thinking. Carol will never be right about what I'm thinking. Hata imagine amekasirika juu ya
mimi ni genius.
Hata mimi nikae niseme hapana, Carol amekasirika kwa sababu hivi. Imagine you're likely wrong. That's the thing.
True.
Likely the possibility of being right is very minimal. Just talk to the person. And this is why I really dislike when people are not communicative. Like just communicate, because people don't know how to read minds.
But this is the other thing about communicating. How well do people, because I remember also this argument I had with my boyfriend. My boyfriend is like, don't assume, talk to me. And then you go and you're talking to him, he's like, hey, why would you ask me such a question? I'm like, the other time I assumed I was wrong. And you said, communicate. And now I'm communicating. Why are you disregarding, or why are you thinking that
now it's a personal attack?
Like whatever you're saying, you see the way you're saying, Saizi, communicate. And don't expect me to communicate the way you want me to communicate. I will communicate the way I can. So I'll be like, hey Joy, why do you do that? I will ask just like that. And then you're like, why would you ask me like that? Why would you? So I'm like, how? Write to me a list of how I should ask you. When I don't put the plates, how should I ask you? Because now it feels like, and this is why I say always, it's very difficult. The thing people call communication, actually, it's one of the most difficult things, because we cannot hack. I cannot hack how you want me to communicate with you 100. Because sometimes I will come exactly the way that you've requested me every day, but that day you are not in your best. You will pick it up as another thing. And so you see, for me, I'm like, but we say they talk like this. And then when I talk a new way, because now I talk like this and you say it's not good, then like, why do you always forget when I say how you talk to me? And I'm like, why? I can't.
Well, sasa now that tumesema hivyo, probably naweza add equal communication stroke forgiveness. Like, just let it go. Kwa sababu, and also it comes to, okay, but conflict has a lot of things involved. Because also responsibility. Because I can't ask you communicate with me, Carol, and then when you communicate, I get angry. Whatever, potato. So I'm like, it doesn't make sense if I'm the one who's requesting
accountability first.
Because then it doesn't, like, what should I do? If you communicate, then I start to lash out at you. Then it means you're going to confine yourself in the same, okay, but to assume. And then it's just going to take us back to the same cycle. To the same cycle. It's really unfair to ask someone to communicate when you're conflicting. And then you cower out. And I know there are different people in conflicts. You know, there are people who they want to resolve right now. There are people who want to resolve after some time. Let's imagine two people. Because me, usually I'm the person who's like, no, I need to, let's give each other some space and then to conflict baadaye. Na wewe unataka kuhandle immediately.
Situation size, of course. I usually feel like the emotions are most genuine then. Because it's like right now, today, I'm really pissed off because you came late. And then 2 weeks from now, you actually come even super late than today, but it doesn't bother me, because actually I needed actually time to you bought me time to do my own thing. If you came early, it would have been okay, but now even you're coming late, it actually bought me time to do. You see, I will not argue with you that now about time, but this day, when I argue and tell you why I'm actually pissed right now, it will make sense to you. Because now when we argue after 3 weeks, you'll be like, see, after the other day I came late, now sure. Why is it that one is biting you and this one? I remember, because of this example, I'm going to give you guys, hata siwapi, juni mbaya ni Sodom and Gomorrah.
But I feel like, sasa vile unasema ni best kudeal nayo sahi. But in my contradiction, I feel like it's also really good to take some time. Because in the moment, you don't want to say something. People are very hurtful when conflict arises. And sometimes, unaweza anza kupigana na mtu upate umepigwa ngumi. Na ndio maana sometimes unakonga like hapana acha tu ni back off.
Because you don't want to back.
You don't want to take it to like such great heights. You don't want to say something that you want to take back. So,
but for me, it depends with the mistake also and the emotions.
Sasa kama hii yako na uligongwa ngumi, ungesema ingefika hapo.
Unaona mimi niligongwa ngumi sababu ya kuwa mzuri.
Si kwa sababu ya kuwa mzuri, ni kwa sababu watu dem alikuwa na issue zake.
Si ndio, but mimi nilikuwa mzuri, nilimrelease nikamwambia weka unajisikia na kwenda wewe uende. Mimi siachi kazi. Uwezi kuja kunicontrol venye nitaishi. But sasa unaona akona mashida masaibu zake, sasa she's unleashing on me, and her way of doing it was physical.
Are you friends with this person?
No. I don't
that
like.
That was the end.
Yeah, I don't like people. I'm very toxic in my own ways, but there are things that I say you can take back. When somebody hits you, but I hit somebody else, but then I hit them because they had. Ushaichapa mtu si ya kumchapa nile why mtu amekuhatu na mgonga tu hivi like mbona this one is the far that I can go like inaniuma hiyo, that's the far. But somebody who's beating people, I feel like they're the most cowards. Because you use your words.
I remember in the relationships episode, you said one time you got into a conflict with a chick because she got your man. Was that like a
hiyo ni a primary
conflict ya ukweli ama
sio ilikuwa soap opera. Drama ilianza kitambo. Huko soap opera. Lazima mjue. Shani Kwan.
Yeah, like in a conflict has its ups and downs.
Yeah,
You can never say like this is the best way to do
yeah,
it.
I feel like everybody's so different, and also it depends with who you are.
With who
conflicting
you are,
with.
for sure. Because like with me, but I think that's one thing I need to learn about conflict. Like conflict doesn't mean the end of a relationship or the end of a friendship. Because me ufanye hivyo. Seta with me and you, it's happened before. When like tukianza kuargue kidogo niko like, well, acha nijitoe. Sirudi hapo tena.
Nonsense. Like, what the? How old are you again? Because I remember Joy texted me and said, okay, we can't do this thing anymore. I'm like, this is a tornado and it was just showering, pouring a kidogo rain. All of a sudden, tornado. We can't do this podcast anymore. Oh, you're gone. You're going. I'm like, God,
but
chill.
you also misinterpreted my messages because I said
that is
in
not
this period. I said in this period, I don't think it's gonna work. Uka choose, uka pick. It's not gonna work.
No. But I told you we cannot break a 4 month break. It means it's the end. I told you. We cannot. Who makes up? You guys. If we made a 4 month break, would you come back to listen to us? No.
Si watu ufanye hivyo. Uonange kinao kwanza.
Watu wamemake
pet peeves hapo tutarudi tuandike hao watu wananiambianga watu. Okay, guys, I'm back shooting content after 4 months.
We are not those people. We are consistent and we want to keep our content, our viewers enjoying our content over and over. So we do everything we can to make sure content is going up every Monday.
Yeah, and because of that, guys, we really would appreciate if you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And please engage with us. We love the engagement that we get from people.
Yeah.
Also to listen to people, like, tuongeleshe. Let us know kama mnapigana ama mnaenjoy story ama Karo anachekesha vile ananichekesha hapa kwa podcast.
Yeah.
Akikuloma ngumi. Yeah, so I feel like with conflict, it can be, it depends generally with the person, how it's like. Because another thing that you mentioned is she told you like, I don't want to stay in your apartment anymore. And then you're like, okay, leave. I think I'm also that person. If I can't force someone to stay. If you ask me, okay, Joy, can I leave your apartment? I'm just going to be like, yeah. And I feel like it's happened to us also. Yeah. And then you took it like a personal, like, oh, Joy.
No, me, I took it like she's being, not being rational. Because like she had so much, and this is what I call, sometimes you just have to think for a second, like, okay, let's rationally think here and rationally decide. Joy had too much on her plate here. And she's so pissed off from whatever she's doing. I don't know. She was trying to make a thumbnail that was not working. She already came with an attitude. And it was my first time in her kitchen. I was also getting aggravated because I don't know what.
But that's the wrong thing. I didn't come with an attitude.
No. This is how I perceived everything. And then I was like, I don't even know the cups where they are. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Kisu isha nikata. Nico like, me, I want to go. Then I'm like, okay, Usa Caroline, go shower, come back. And I'm like, I'm asking Jack. And I know it's if you saw the mess that was here, like 2 people were not even enough. She's like, can I help you? Like, no.
That's not what I said.
She said, no.
You asked, do you want me to be in the kitchen or something? And then I said, I mean, if you want to.
If you want to, you're giving me the choice. No, you didn't give me the choice. You're like, yeah, you can leave. I asked you, can I leave everything for you? And then, no, yeah, I can leave. And I went and I slept on the bed and I calmed down. I usad. I was like, there's no point of having a conflict. Nikaoga hizo ma shetani zote. Then I came and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to help you because and I understood now, she's just that kind of a person who's going to be like, for the ego. And aende.
But sasa wewe dem alikuuliza, can I leave your apartment? Was it for the ego?
No, she was guilt tripping me.
But you see, that's the same thing I felt when you asked me, because I'm like, we're doing this together. Caro, don't ask me if you want to leave. We're supposed to do this together. Why are you asking me?
The thing is, where you are getting a little bit agitated when I'm asking, where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Where?
Because I didn't know.
I didn't know what to do, And then you come in the kitchen, you stand there. Instead of starting to help cooking, she's now starting to clean utensils. I'm like, what the fuck? We need to cook. So I was like, what you mean kwa change jikoni yako? And then she started wiping every little surface. na ninakata nyanya, nitakata nyanya tena, masupu itamwagika. She started, and I'm like, yo, it's a goodbye, I'm going. But anyway, we solved. That's the good thing with me. I can, as much as I can be irrational, it doesn't take me so long to be rational also. Like when I went there, I was like, okay, if you're gonna just have an ego and me and you have the ego high, we're not going to finish because we were hosting Christmas dinner, we're not going to finish cooking, and then it's going to be a shame because it was really something that we wanted to do. It would have been a shame for me because I would beat myself up, ningeacha tu ego nipike to enjoy. And it would be a shame. You're like, yani hiki kidem kiliniacha tu kazi yote na kikakaa hapo chini kikakula chakula nimepika, So I was like, you know what, Caroline, it's not worth it. It's nothing to fight about here. Just go back, do what you can do. If she doesn't accept the help, you do. See, it's a big kitchen. And they said, and I came back and I was like, you know what, I'm going to help you.
But that's a really good point, like to show people, like sometimes with conflicts, you can't win with an ego.
Yeah,
like lazima ego zishuke ndio muagree. Sababu mkiwa huku hakuna mtu ataiona like ako right kuliko. Kila mtu ako right kivyake. Mimi ningekaa huku nikueleka hapana sitaki usaidizi na Kara kueleka unajisikia kama wewe unajisikia usaidizi. Sawa basi kaa. So yeah. I mean, this is the first time tunasolve issues zetu mbele ya watu. Hii imeenda deep. Mpaka tukaambia watu ilikuwa kuhusu chakula.
Tuliambia watu tunakuwa therapy session. This is where we solve our problems. Really? If you know, you know.
So if mkituana hapa we solving our personal issues, tulikosana na one of you huko alafu mzione hapa, please don't be mad. Zinatoka tu hivi.
We take it as a serious therapy session that you have to be honest to heal.
Yeah. But it's been a fun episode.
Yeah, it has been a fun episode.
Because I mean, like, it's. I feel like all our episodes are very introspective. You start to think like, what is it? How do I see conflict? How am I like? And then just putting out there, like voicing it out, and people obviously are going to judge. Mamangu atanipigia ama sistangu ama brothangu after like, hey Joy, nilisikia kisema conflict. Kumbe hivyo ndivyo unakwanga. I didn't know that's how you're like. And then like more people also get to know you.
Yeah, true. And in a more deeper personal way. And also people get to know that the mistakes they are doing. Most people actually are doing them, even worse.
Yeah, because for us, I'm sure there's someone who's sitting by themselves and wondering, maybe I'm petty. And then unakaa unasikia kumbe Joy is petty and saving watu as Mr. Personal Pig. So, yeah. Guys, it's been such a fun episode.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you in the next one. So from us to you.
Bye.